Division amongst pagans, a call for mutual cooperation. As of late, I have seen a lot of intentional divisiveness amongst pagans, heathens, and others, much of which is purposely done by some groups to stir up division or to corral people into their field. I'm going to address this as well as a few other narratives directly. Regarding division, there seems to be a misnomer between two sets of primary groups. On one hand, you have those who think all paganism and non-Abrahamic faiths should be united under one banner, either due to commonalities, a common adversary, or being of the same branch of faith. These types can be correct on a lot of things, but can also be pushy towards a melting pot of universalism, which ignores all uniqueness and true diversity. On the other hand, you have those who seek to gatekeep and want to maintain their cult, cultural, and perceived purity or uniqueness to themselves without any connection. That is, except the connections they deem beneficial or acceptable. This group is often focused on reconstructioning and can have a lot of decent information and populist national or ancestral fervor, which can be powerful. However, when done improperly, they become divisive, gatekeeping arbitrarily, easy to fall into a purity spiral of eating themselves and others alive, as well as creating their own made-up faiths in order to keep themselves apart. Both camps can be guilty of baiting, slander, and sowing seeds of doubt. Maybe this happens because humans are human. Maybe this is happening because there is a schism whenever there's a major growth in a group, religion, and thereby there are splinter groups. However, it would be wrong not to acknowledge that there are bad actors amongst us. Subversive types who slander or sow seeds of division and hatred for the chaos itself, or to try to push an almost Abrahamic-like conversion effort. This is unnecessary. There are indeed major commonalities between many pagan faiths. Be this Indo-European, European, Eurasian, or primal human spirituality. As well as there are differences between each group, different tribes, ethnicity, and each linguistic groups that are a part of the same tree. Branches grow in different shapes and reach towards the sun on a different path. I am not of either group, but my own approach is a semi-mixture of the two. How I see it, as long as a group isn't blasphemous, promoting unbridled chaos, pushing hyper-degeneracy, or lying to mislead folk, then it shouldn't matter if one group is syncretic, one is hardline folkish, or if different interpretations of the divine and certain metaphysics and philosophies are taking place. To be honest, if we were all just the same, it would make for a bland gray mass and wouldn't represent true diversity. I think too many pagans, heathens, those of dharmic faith, and others are focused on what they hate in life, defining themselves and their spirituality by who is their enemy or who disagree with them. Instead, they should be defining themselves by who they truly are, who their ancestors are, who their allies are, and who the gods are, and the beauty of their traditions and expressions of spirituality. With that said, I hold no ill will against any pagan, heathen group who thinks differently than I do on certain philosophical or metaphysical concepts, except those with an agenda to sow division or spread slander and lies, or those with manipulative, degenerate agendas. Differences are bound to happen. Sometimes they result in great growth. For the sake of this growth, which we see happening every day, I think mutual cooperation and embracing what we love about our traditions is the way forward. Always be vigilant. Hammer and Vajra out.